Top morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku Was Just a Quirk. So, I did this something similar to this What If, but I wanted to do like something cooler. So I decided to use something like Dark Shadows is part of his quirk, the one that, if I remove him out of the way, this one is like part of his quirk. Well, I wanted to make make Zuko the living, breathing quirk. So, yeah. And this is details before we jump into the what if. So, yeah, Zuko ends up. So he has every power imaginable. He goes from Laws is Opie no Mi to like any anime you could think of. Like basically, yeah. He's that powerful for being a quirk. Yeah. So, I had this idea for a long time. So, let's begin. And I am adding Zumi into this what if. And she has her own quirk called Lambing Nibulation. So, let's begin. Zuko and Zumi been born. I'm just going to use this. And, yeah. Zuko and Zumi been born. His friends and his family didn't even think about it. Because they know that everybody is a quirk user. But nobody, because what they thought was quirks users or if you're born with a quirk, you can become a pro hero. But if you don't have a quirk, you are the quirkless. Like all that stuff. Well, Zuko, no one expected that Zuko is born as a quirk. So basically he is a quirk. Not a twerp, quirk. Like he is born as actual power. So, yeah. I don't know. So, yeah. So Zuko, when he was 3 years old, let's say a 3-year-old kid was playing with his friends. But so Musclier ends up escaping and about to be like basically was about to get away, but then out of nowhere, because let's say Bakugo, or let's say Musclier captured Bakugo. As Zuko's is not happy with. But what did the Zuko do? He asked he asked Dead Arms to punch the that power pole thing. Are sure it's gonna do damage to keep it damage to a minimal. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm just a kid, but I know what I'm doing. As he did like similar to what Law did, but as Dead Arm says, okay. As he's about to punch the power pole, but out of nowhere, he switched the power pole. So Zuko switched the power pole with Musclear, and ends up Dead Arms punched Musclear right in the face, sending him backwards. As yeah. So So Zuko ends up using his So he was he just none. Because he moved so fast that even nobody knew. So then at age of 4, Zuko and Zumi went to the quirk doctor. The quirk doctor tells Zumi that she has a quirk and she can become a hero. And then he tells Bakugo, or no, not Bakugo. He tells Zuko that he's quirkless. Yes. But so after his parents ignored him, or after they left, they just start ignoring him through most of his life. So but the quirk doctor comes out of nowhere, sits right next to him, as he did tell Zuko that sorry. He did tell Zuko that he doesn't, or back then, or I should have said, you can become a hero. You're actually the first person that I ever met to actually have you actually do have a quirk. Or actually, I'll just say it straight. You are a quirk, actually. Living, breathing quirk. As Zuko looks at the quirk doctor, so you're saying I'm a quirk person? No, you are actually. Oh, sorry. So Zuko ends up saying, "I can become a hero, right?" Yeah, because you are a living, breathing quirk. I should have said, and that you can become a hero because you actually have powers compared to rest of us. And you can never age, you can never die. Ezuku's eyes lit up like, wait, so can I, change my age, size-wise? Yes. And you have all the power in the world at your fingertips. As all for one, or as Zuko says, okay. as you're more to you than meets the eye. So that's why I'm saying this to you, Zuko. Okay? So have a good day, okay? And don't let anyone steal you. I won't. So then, don't let anyone steal me. So then Zuko, well, went out into the, like, basically to the quirks only, or like quirk training area, and he did pay to get in, as so he has his own separate training thing. He's just, let's see what I can do. Magma punch. Or as he turns his, as there was like robots how to just Ezuku as his hair turns white as ice shoots from his hand as he froze the robots in place. As he's like, whoa. And then his hair turns red. And as he uses the flaming part, he adjusted his body. He has pipes with him because it, like, when, so he trains a lot using his powers, like body modifications, and basically he learns how to control his powers. So then at age of 15, so like basically time skip to 15, the Zuko ends up, he did take down Musclear when he was only 3 years old. And he literally took down the strength enhanced quirk user. And he's like, okay, I'm done. So then as Ochako, or so when Zuko was, as he picks up his feet, he doesn't step on the limb where he leans over, as he's so excited. As Bakugo looks over and plus Zuko, or so Zumi and Bakugo hated, or actually Zumi, his sister hates him, or hates her brother because quirkless. But then before he gets in front of a line, he says, or as Bakugo says, why are you here, quirkless Deku? There's more to me than meets the eye, Bakugo. Yeah, and his sister doesn't even want to talk to him because of, yeah. But then Zuko ends up basically ends up, he basically ends up. I have many talents, but yeah. So, as he says, all right. As Tenya is like, you're gonna bother that girl and in front of the line? She needs to focus. Are you paying attention to me? You have a nice back, or you have a nice quirk you have, Tenya Ida. How? How do you know me? Your quirk told me who you are. As you have a speed quirk, right? Yes. So then, Zuko, who connects his back legs, or he uses pipes, as they see something, as Zuko's back legs adjusted to and it transformed the pipes into like the thrusters of a car. I forget what that's called. And yeah, Zuko ends up had 3 for each side of his leg, and ready? As the door is open. Let's see what the living, breathing quirk can do. Boom! As he says, as he moves faster than the light itself, taking out enemies with different ways, as he's like a tornado. As he turns his hair white, uses his ice powers, combined with Tenya's speed. Yeah. And Bakugo's explosions. He basically has everyone's quirks down to the T. Because he is a living, breathing quirk, so... And he doesn't have limits or weaknesses. Because his body is... And so after the exam, as they're like, wait, what? Or Mr. Or wait, so he's his own quirk? As Tenya ends up saying, or after the exam, how did you do that? Do what? You connected the pipes to your back legs, like what I am. Do you have a quirk or something? So, Tenya, ends up getting his answer. Ezekiel says, I am a quirk, actually. Living, breathing quirk. Really? Yeah. As he turns himself, watch, I can shapeshift too. As he turns into a puddle of mud, and then it reforms into Tenya. I'm Tenya Ida. Oh, Choco, and all that stuff. As everybody's eyes widen with shock. You're the living, breathing quirk? Yeah, never heard of such a thing. We all have quirks, as everybody says. True, but I'm not a quirk user. I'm actual quirk compared to the rest of you guys. Let me do an example. As he reaches his arm all the way across, grabs Bakugo, pulls him near. I'm using you as an example. I'm the quirk, and he's a quirk user. He has his own quirk, called explosions. And me, I have powers. Wow. So, wait. As they process it, so your actual quirk? Yeah. As everybody can't believe it. They have the first ever, I mean it, first ever quirk that actually can live, or like basically breathe, living, breathing quirk. Yeah. Whoa. So, yeah, everybody can't believe it. Everybody can't believe Zuko is a quirk user. Or, no, is a quirk. Actual quirk. So then So Zumi, when she heard that her brother is a quirk, actually, as even Dark Shadow was his quirk, it is confirmed, actually. Yeah. Compared to me, as he can move around on his own freely. Like he can walk without needing a host body. So then everybody's like, whoa, wait, so hold on. Is it true? Yes. I even had, as he shows the DNA, the one on the right, as he says, one on the right represents like you humans. The rest of you. His DNA would look like. But this, the scattered atoms, the scattered DNA, is mine. The quirk doctor told me it. As Zumi's eyes widen, as she can't believe that her own brother was a quirk. Living, breathing quirk. So, yeah. And Mr. Zahawa's, or any, yeah. I can adjust to any situation. As his ears, like he turns like basically his ears into what Jiro looked like with her ear things. As he spins them around faster and faster. Wow. And then it goes, how did you do that? Wow. Can the quirkless kid do that before? So, yeah. Everybody tells him, wow. So then after that, Zumi went back to her house. And she did tell her parents. And yeah, I'm not lying, as Zumi says, look, as Inko's face looks like Ochako's. And yeah, Ochako's is, so Inko's is, when she heard that her son was born as a quirk, just a quirk, no quirk user. This is what her face looked like when she saw like what her son's DNA looked like. Whoa. And then as Sashi can't believe it either. There. And yeah. When they basically heard that Zuko is more susceptible. Yeah. So, yeah. So then the time skip to USJ. And I forgot to mention, the Shiraki-sen's quirk doesn't actually affect Zuko. This version of Zuko. So like all 5 of his fingers normally would decay a normal quirk user. But because Zuko is a quirk, it's different. So then so he's like, oh boy. As he's predicting, I see. 13. Is it okay with you if I stay behind? Like, body block the door. And if... Sure. As Zuko says, or as 13 says, but you're still a student. Yeah, man. As he whispers the, okay, I trust you. And he did teleport every student in and out other at 13 as Zuko body blocks the door because and Mr. Ozawa is about to get his, as he used like his arm grabs Mr. Ozawa before he was about to, or so Nomu was about to deliver a finishing blow to Mr. Ozawa. But Zuko was faster, so he grabs Mr. Ozawa out of the way. Rest easy, Mr. Ozawa. Okay. Leave these guys. or all the students are out of there, or out of here. It's just now, oh, I'm just worried about you. As all the pro heroes or no, all the villains were about to attack him. As he taps on his voice box. As he does like a similar to what Music Mike does. Yeah! But his voice is so louder than Music Mike's that even all the villains were just all knocked out. Boom, 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 boom. And Zuku's like, huh. So, yeah. He tells them to like, hey, no, no need to. So then the Nomu was about to interrupt as Zuko steps back before, or he did caught a fist actually, as he's like, huh, I see. You're the same thing, but name. As he turns around, but you, who are made out of quirks. Bam! As he sliced right through the Nomu's brain. Thing. As Zuko's like, as Hisazawa was defenseless, as the villains were about to stab him, as Zuko, who like basically switched him out, as he just like, Zuko was pretty powerful. He used his arm as he knocks all the villains out more and more. As he's like, huh, time to go bowling. As he bowls down the stairs, as all the villains are like, ah! As they all start running the other way. It's like a Indiana Jones. Yeah. Imagine, hold on, I'm going to pull up that picture of Indiana Jones. Right. Hold on. I know. So, like, this one. Yeah, it's like that scene with everybody's like, oh crap, no. As, yeah, every villain was like, oh crap, no. Yeah. So, but Zuko can control it. Chasing all the villains around with a giant size rock. And then then Shiraki sends like, DK. Boom. Yeah. he's like, oh man, that was fun. And so then All Might shows up. Zuko is happy about it because he's trying to not let, as All Might knows that Zuko is a quirk, and he's trying to, yeah. So All Might's like, wow, you have most of the villains are just now hold back because of that. Huh. Just the rest. Leave the rest of it to me. Yeah. Ezekers is like, yeah, I try to keep him away from the door, so, yeah. As he picks up Mr. Izawa, I'll get you to the hospital. As he teleports Mr. Izawa teleports Mr. Izawa to the hospital, or recovery girls. And then Zuko comes back as he's like, okay. They already took care of the Nomu for you. They were about to, he had special design Nomu to try to kill you. As he tells All Might, but I killed it instead. As its body was over there. Yeah. Thank you. Now, and watch out for that guy. As he points to, he has a DK quirk. Okay. As All Might says, young man, I know it's my job to protect the innocent, but I know. Let me help. I know how to deal with quirks. As he jumps down, like how Mr. Izawa was flying, and he says, as he walks up and he grabs Shirakusen in his arms, as he tilts his head back, and then he comes in, like, basically headbutts, and Shirakusen, and, like, knocks him out. Yeah, so he's basically, yeah. So this is what I was trying to look for, Shirakusen getting knocked out. Yeah. And, yeah. Zuko was pretty, like, tough. He took out 2 villains. The first villain was when he was 3 years old. Second, now he's 15. Or he took out a lot of villains when he was just... And warps Shirakusen away. So then, yeah, all that stuff happens. So then the sports festival went even crazier. Out of context, basically, so during the race one, Zuko runs faster than Tenya's is, or no, Zuko was in first place in about 1/6 tons, and is faster than an average human. Basically, he ran the entire track that they were supposed to run on. And yeah, Zuko wins. Without, him pressuring himself. So, yeah. And every time that, so Momo, this girl, every time that Zuko has a lot of useful, and plus he's a quirk, so he more and more to Zuko, or more and more impressive Zuko gets, Momo ends up, basically her eyes is, her own heart, basically gets higher and higher out of love. She basically loves Zuko so much that even when I said 3 years old thing, well, off screen, Momo ends up, she already was in love with Zuko. She actually hangs out with him, and before, and then but now she is now prepared to ask him out. So then after the race one and cover battle, and so Zuko can use multiple, or he is, and his word that he is, or that everybody says, or that gets him laughing, because he must have made or they must have a sick humor. And so he looks around, and he doesn't see anybody with a, basically, he got a word that I won't say, or it's just, basically statement of, I'll just say cool. Just because of him. So, he's basically has to, or because the thing it says, find a object that describes a person or a, basically hot person. She's trying to figure out who's whom. Or, yeah. So what does he do? He made a little, Earth, basically, is mini-sized Earth. Because the yeah. So what I mean by a hot thing is like hot topics, basically. So he made the entire planet. He made like a copy of the planet Earth. As he creates little people on it, surrounding it. As he's like, that will work. So then so then they were like, dang, you know how to craft stuff. Yeah, plus, so his actual word that he's supposed to search for was, as I'll just say it, sexy. It's, yeah. So, hold on. If you're hearing growling in the background, it's because, or barking, it's because of my dog. So, yeah. So, now, so, he pulls it out, or he does show it to Midnight to read it out loud, because of as Midnight reads it out loud, as everybody's like, out of everyone and that it would ever, or sorry, without any, or out of everyone in this stadium, you end up getting it. Yeah. And that's why I made the earth. As he says, that's why I made the earth. Because I see everyone as that. So, yeah. As because of how cool your quirks are, how everyone is. As everybody's eyes widen, wait, you think our personalities are, yeah. Because all of you are unique and different to me. So then, everybody's like, man, he really does care about all of us. Yeah, and plus he's a living, breathing quirk, so don't forget that. So, yeah. So then and plus, so he's like, you get a pass. Yep. So then everybody is like, man, yeah. So Suzuku ends up basically tells Zumi, or no, actually, so after that, it was during the egg hunt when he did that. So, yeah. So then So then during the fight one, because Zuko won against all of the people, so it was in the final round between Momo versus Todoroki, Zumi versus Zuko. Type. So then Zuko knows his own sister's moves thing, and he instantly knocks her out of the ring. But how did you do that? And then he did knock out, like, basically, so Momo knocks out Todoroki, or actually, I meant that reversed. Todoroki knocks out Momo, and she ends up, when she found out, or actually off screen from the audience in it, she actually went up to Zuko and sorry about your loss, as he's about to say like something, but then Momo comes and basically kissed him right on the lips. As she tells him that that you would be pretty cool. As she even tells him that she wants him to be her boyfriend thing, because she had a crush on him before. So, as Zuko's eyes widen, really? Yeah. So then sure. So he basically, so now it's between Todoroki, Zumi's his boyfriend, versus his Zuko, Momo's his boyfriend, basically. So, yeah. And so, yeah. Zuko's like, you have fire and ice powers. Right? Yeah. How can you tell? So Endeavor actually told him not to go easy on him in the final round. And he's like, okay. So then Zuko was like, all right. Your father told me to not go easy. So if anything happens from this point on, blame Endeavor. And Endeavor's like, really? Just to let you guys know beforehand. Okay? As he has this cool look. As every girl that sees him doing that, they think it is so adorable. Even Momo's his face was just like this. And she falls backwards with the nosebleeds. As everybody's like, are you doing okay? Yeah. As all the guys are like, what just happened? name. Because sometimes everybody thinks that he's doing it on purpose, but he doesn't even realize it. That he's doing it. As everybody's like, man. So Endeavor's like, if you blame me, that's okay. So, or Todoroki says, I agree with you, Zuko. Okay? Yeah. We all agree. So Endeavor's like, I disagree. Don't blame me. Well, you told me to, like, not hold back, so, yeah. So Zuko ends up using his powers as to make things fair. I'll use the same powers as what you are doing. Nothing else, okay? Make it fair or make it equal. Okay? Feel free to use your ice side or fire side if you want. As Todoroki says, I won't use Endeavor's or my father's power. All right. That's why I said feel free to use. I'm not forcing you to do anything. So then Zuko used his own version as Zuko's hair was split down the middle, same thing as what Todoroki. I said be on equal terms. I'm not transforming into you. No. As he had the white side replaced with green. So he's basically, yeah. Ready? Yeah. As Todoroki uses his ice, Zuko uses his fire. Name. And then Zuko comes in, grabs he made his fist ice, so he punched Todoroki's side, sending him flying. And yeah. So then he's like, huh. As he encodes both of his, he combines, or so Zuko, whose powers are insane, he says, now, meet green flames. Or icy green flame. Because it's a combined of flames of green mixed with ice. Yeah. As he blasted Todoroki, froze him solid. As they're like, man, is he dead? No, he's just frozen. Flash frozen. What it means is basically as he says, it means that his Zuko's power were as he literally says, yeah, only way to get out of there is by just burning it. And out of reflex of Todoroki, he ends up using his fire anyways to melt it. So, yeah. So he's like, okay. And, yeah. So then Todoroki uses his fire, finally. But the fiery attack aimed right at Zuko's direction. And, like, basically he didn't realize it as he turns around. Boom. As his upper half, like his... You know how, like, those anime characters from the, like, hips up, like, basically from the waist up, was, like, got exploded? Well, Zuko, who gets his top piece, like, basically melted away. As Todoroki's eyes widened. He just killed his friend. Where is that stupid thing? It was... He just realized that he just killed his friend. And... As... as they... So, the match was already over before that happened. As they just... But then, out of nowhere, Zuko's legs, like, basically came together and, like, got himself up. As he's like, what? How is the... I heard of quirks only work with full power of their powers. As Zuko's entire, like, from a waist up, was regenerated back to the way it was. But without a shirt on. And when he did, he kind of looked like... he kind of looks like a muscular Zuko. Yeah. When I'm trying to find an image of... So, this. I'll just use this. So, yeah. This is what Zuko looks like. So when as he's like, man, that was fun, Todoroki. The next time, you should say, stay out of my way. As Zuko was the only one that actually regenerated his entire upper half. As he's like, man. And when everybody looked at his body, they all turned into, like, what the Sanji from One Piece is. Every time they see... Or, you know how, like, Sanji has that, like... Every time he sees a girl... he ends up basically having nosebleeds. Like basically launch himself like a rocket. Zoom! Yeah. That's what all the girls, including Midnight, did. they saw his upper body and they just like, yeah. One Piece and honey no leads. Yeah. This is what like Sanji looks like. Or this is what all the girls did or see. It or when yeah. So yeah, basically the Zuko ends up like as Zuko looks at Todoroki, man. And only girl that it wasn't affected by it, or actually two, was Zumi, his sister, and Inko, and Bakugo's mom. But everyone else that, like every other girl, was just, they go from looking like that to looking like that in about 5 seconds. Yeah. So, yeah. So Zuko's like, man. So then after, so Mr. Ozawa's like, Zuko's, whom I know that you regenerated, but, and you put on a shirt, sure. And he kind of used the same quirk as, so then he did knock out Todoroki, and he leaves, and he did find a shirt, but it was too small for him. And guess who it belongs to? His sister. He was in Class 1A's room, or changing room, but not Class 1B. And Zuko's like, huh, okay. So then, so he goes to his locker, or his changing room area, and he finds a perfect size shirt. So he puts it on. There you go. And yeah. So Endeavor walks up. At least you like basically got Todoroki to like use his quirk, yeah. But killing you in the process wasn't a part of the... Or, no, actually, Zuko says killing me wasn't a part of my plan of it. Yeah. But you sure got every girl's is like basically blood You made every... I think you made the entire city use blood... or turns roads into, like, basically blood rivers. There's without how many... Yeah. I regenerated when... Yeah. So then everybody's like, dang. Yep. So then, yeah. So, Zuko, who is still alive, as he says, I need to, like, as he's already a quirk, so he doesn't know how to, like, because his DNA sample, like his hair, so he asked the designer, like, I am a quirk anyway, so, yeah, but here, this is a special design suit for the quirk, just quirks. So are you, because we made it. Yeah, so it was, he had a t-shirt that was specially designed because Zuko's hairstyle thing, and pants and shoes, and because he's wearing shorts, because he can basically he can use any part of his body as, like, basically jets things. Like, Zuko can't reach critical if yeah. He did stop Hero Killer Stain, or actually, he did tell Endeavor to, like, hey, Endeavor, can you do me a favor? Sure. What do you need? I have a suspicion about something. Can you, like, throw a punch to me? Sure. So then Endeavor's like, okay, just a punch. As he punches, like, full throttle. Boom. And Zuko, like, switched places with Hero Killer Stain. As Hero Killer Stain, he gets knocked out. As Zuko looks down at Enya's brother, as he's like, are you doing okay, bro? As he looks down, he picks up Tenya's brother, lifts him up. Man, you're in the bad shape. As Tenya's brother's like, yeah, but how did you get here, Zuko? I switched places with Hero Killer Stain so that and have Endeavor punch Hero Killer Stain. He did tell he did tell Endeavor the truth of the reason why. And so then that's why he punched. As Endeavor says, there you are. As he picks up Hero Killer Stain, Hane's unconscious body. And yeah. So then Zuko ends up basically picks up Tenya's brother's body, lifts him over, and he basically, I heard of you. You're a living, breathing quirk. As Tenya's brother says that to him. Yeah. I have many powers. And yeah. So then they got to the hospital, and only minor scratches to Tenya's brother. So yeah, just some minor scratches, like minor cuts. But and so they never actually appreciate somebody that's more uses their brains. So when everyone heard about Zuko's, it was his power, or he was living, breathing quirk. Everybody's like, or all the pro heroes even want him to be, like joining their agency. He had over 5,501 or actually double it because of the entire world. Stars and Stripes came in and with All Might, or actually Stars and Stripes comes in to recruit him to join her agency stuff. And she's like, huh. And if your guys are wondering what I was trying to say, well, in this alternate timeline, 10 or so, Stars and Stripes is in the military business, basically. She has an agency of that. And, yeah, Zuko was pretty much the equivalent of that pinnacle thing. So he does meet the girl that's called, her last name is called Shield. Yeah, here. M-H-A Shield. I don't know how to spell her name. Shield. This girl. He does meet her. And she's like telling him, so you're a quirk that's living, breathing quirk? Yeah. Yeah, I am. That's so cool. Never had that as a possibility of a quirk, living, breathing, and all that stuff. We all have, or rest of you have quirks. Some of them are, like, basically part of your daily lives. So, I am a quirk. So, hey, as Stars and Stripes are like, man, you two are getting along great. Him. So, everybody looked at Zuko like, and so then a time skip to All Might versus All for One. Because Zuko got back before, and he was, so Momo, it was during the time skip, first of all. Momo ends up, like, basically, after Zuko got back, Momo, like, straight up tackles him to the ground. as she starts kissing on him like nonstop. Because she misses him a lot. And she did all that stuff. So, yeah. So then, now get to the present day of All For One versus All Might. All For One was down, but not out. As Deku was like, well, or All For One says, it's time for you to die. As it got really dark. He's about to shoot the air cannon at All Might, but Deku just straight up comes out of nowhere. And he used a hammer. Like, he basically whacks a person. Yeah. And they battled, and Deku did win against All For One. Yeah. So then, the day after that, All For One versus... actually, after that, Momo and Deku got married. Like, time skip to the future. I'm not going into... Yeah. And they both... So, in the near future, they did get married and had one daughter. So, yeah. So, please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, and I think I went over my time limit. Sorry for that. So, peace.